Ossington Street, please.
Okay, thank you. So 33 Ossington Street. So this is a site location plan indicating the location of the property. It has a meaningfully sized rear garden area, and it is directly on the boundary with both boroughs, RBKC and Westminster to the right-hand side. So here we are. So this is existing ground and lower ground floor plans. So this property has a rear projecting wing, and behind that, towards its rear, it has its ordinary rear half-width closed wing, as many properties in the borough do. However, behind that, there has been an add-on extension, which is the last room towards the rear of the building on the upper drawing. And on top of that, there is a greenhouse, which we can see on the lower drawing. So just to explain that these two extensions would be removed, and they, well, basically, I explain the remainder next. So proposed basement. So the applicants propose to build a basement extension. It's important to point out that this would not be a double-story basement, but because it would feature an underground swimming pool, it would feature also an undercroft. An undercroft is a location where we will enable the provision of the swimming pool, and that those hollow voids they are going to use to place equipment in there, but you would not be able to use that as usable floor space. So this is the outline of the undercroft with the swimming pool in there, and the other drawing shows the entire extent of the basement, partly beneath the property and partly beneath the garden. So here is a proposed lower ground and raised ground floor levels. So as I said, they are proposing, as it stands, the rear building line of the property projects deeper into the garden. They are proposing to demolish that and build a curved or bay-shaped rear projection with a roof terrace on top. That is slightly unusual, but in this group there are precedents for that, and all in all, based on the fact that they are also demolishing other later date higgledy-piggledy extensions toward the rear, this is a better proposition. On top of that, they are also infilling the side light well area at raised ground floor level. So I will just proceed. And this is a existing section and proposed section. So as we can see there, the lowermost level is the undercroft with the swimming pool. Then the level directly above is the basement extension. There is 1 meter of soil, roof, a light well directly behind the rear building line, and and there is a lift as well going through the entire main building. So front and rear elevations as existing. So on the rear elevation, we can see the an outline of the rear later date half-width add-on extension, plus the how can I say, the conservatory added on top of it. So they will be shown on a photograph which I have included within the presentation. And this is the proposed situation where the bay curved extension at lower ground floor level, the basement extension directly beneath it, and on top of the bay shaped extension, the infill addition and the small balcony roof terrace area, which once again is similar to others within the group. Here is a view of the rear elevation. And as you can see there is that higgledy-piggledy add-on extension, two-story extension with a conservatory on top, which will be demolished. So the rear building line will be pushed back in effect and almost in line with the neighboring properties. And this is, I think, this is the end of this part of the presentation. So now I just go on to comment on the addendum. So in section 8, other consultees and organization, under noise and nuisance team, replace reference to paragraphs 6.67 to 6.9 with paragraphs 6.7 to 6.9. Informative 3, insert reference to conditions 4, 5, 6, and 7, and replace the beginning of condition 2 with except as required by condition 14. It then goes on to use the originally worded condition. Replace condition 14 with submission of details, notwithstanding condition number 2. The following details shall be submitted to and approved in writing by the local planning authority before the relevant parts of the work is begun, and the work shall not be carried out other than in accordance with the details so approved and shall thereafter be so maintained. Yeah. I must mention that I have received a final comment very late on today. Well, not very, I can see it's 11:37. So this comment I have forwarded to Michael, and you may have seen this or not, I don't know. But basically, the person raises 9 points here. In my opinion, only 2 of them are mostly important, but I will cover them all very briefly to you. So one, the applicant is stating there isn't reference in the report to the comment from number 31 where he confirmed that he would be content with the suggested condition. So basically what he's referring here is the applicant, one of the objectors raised concerns with the insertion of internal lifts and the potential transmission of noise. What in my view, that has been encapsulated as part of the objection, item number 1. However, he feels that it should have been expanded. And yes, it is a matter of fact that the objector confirmed that he would be happy with that condition in place. So they discussed between themselves and he would be happy, which is a good thing. And then in terms of 2, the report refers to being an overrun to the lift. There is not. So this is correct. As part of my response to objection item number 2, I incorrectly state that as a matter of fact, the application includes an external lift overrun. This is not the case. It was a confusion I made on when looking at the drawing. So he clarified it's not, and I cross-checked that it's not a lift overrun. So, and then I proceeded to the remainder. If a future owner wants to fit a new lift, and okay, so basically this one is just a general comment, which I have covered as part of the response to the objections, saying that if someone else wants to, basically the objectors wanted that a condition should be attached to prevent future lifts being installed at the property without planning permission. So then I explained that this would then be an internal feature. We would not have control. So we are looking at what we're having here. But if those proposals included a lift overrun or further excavation, then they would likely require a planning permission. Number 4, in both cases, they would need, okay, this is covered already. 5, he would like to draw attention to the fact that there have been 2 previous basements successfully constructed on this street, which is fine. He has engaged with neighbors on both sides via video conference to explain the proposals and to try and respond to any concerns. So the CTMP does demonstrate that they have consulted with neighbors. And then item 7, to accommodate the pool, they have made efforts to reduce the floor to ceiling height of the basement level and the depth of the pool to reduce the overall extent of the basement excavation needed. As a matter of fact, the basement extension with a swimming pool here does comply with the SPD, and it's not classified as a double-story extension, so it's fine. 8, we have allowed for the 1 meter below garden, yes, which they have. The cross-section drawing has shown that they have provided the 1 meter of soil behind. And the 9, they are saying we have considered chlorine-free pool, UK EU certified water treatment, which is a great thing. So there would be conditions in any event, recommended conditions, standards, preventing fumes or odors coming from the swimming pool to the outside. So that's the end of my presentation, and I'm open to questions if you have any.
Good. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Sina, did you have a question, or was that from something earlier?
I don't have a question.
No,
I think Councillor Spalding has a question though.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Markham.
Chairman, I did have a question, but the officer has unprecedented length answers my questions. Thank you.
All right, very good. Yeah, well, thank you for that. It's yeah, I mean, it's another proposal where there's a great deal going on, but from what I can see, you know, it's professionally designed. It satisfies our policies and subject to, you know, all the conditions that we put on these type of applications.